This is a complete guide to the Don Tonberry AP trick in Final Fantasy X. If you want to gain dozens of sphere levels in a single battle, you're in the right place. We're going to break it all down and show you how to get incredibly powerful without going through complicated things such as battling the one eye for a rare weapon drop. The entire strategy revolves around one simple weapon ability, Overdrive to AP. In this guide, I'll show you exactly how to get that ability, how to unlock Don Tonberry, and how to set up the battle for massive AP gains. Forget the frustrating grind. This is the most straightforward way to master the sphere grid. Before we even think about fighting a single fiend, let's clear up the biggest misconception. You do not need a weapon with triple AP, double AP, or triple overdrive to make the Don Tonberry trick work. Those abilities are incredible boosters that make the process hyper efficient, but they are not absolutely required. The one and only ability you truly need is overdrive to AP. That's it. That's the engine behind this whole strategy. This ability does exactly what it says. It converts every point you've earned for your overdrive gauge directly into AP. The whole strategy is built on generating a ridiculous amount of overdrive in a single hit, which then turns into a ridiculous amount of AP. So why the Don Tonberry? His counterattack Karma has a special damage formula. It deals damage based on how many fiends that character has defeated in the game. If a character has taken out hundreds of enemies, for an example, Karma is going to hit them for a massive amount of damage. It's this huge damage number that generates an insane amount of overdrive, and with our key ability, an insane amount of AP. The other abilities like triple AP just multiply the final result, but the trick works perfectly with just overdrive to AP. Alright, there are only two things we absolutely have to get done to set this up. First, we need to unlock Don Tonberry in the monster arena. Second, we need to craft our weapons with that one essential ability. It's a bit of a checklist, homie, but it's a focused effort with a huge payoff. To make Don Tonberry available in the monster arena, you need to capture one of every type of fiend inside of the Cavern of the Stolen Faith dungeon. You need weapons with the capture ability, which you can buy from the owner of the monster arena as soon as you get to the Calmlands. The fiends you need to find in the caverns are the Yowie, the Imp, the Dark Element, the Needhog, Thorn, Valaha, Epage, Ghost, and the Tonberry itself. Just head to the Cavern of the Stolen Faith, make sure your capture weapon is equipped, and run around until you've caught one of each. Most are pretty common, though the Epage can be a little shy sometimes, so you might need to patrol the green rocky areas near the end of the cavern. But I mind you, if you're going to be capturing enemies after you get Cid's airship, do not go all the way in the back of the cavern because there will be a dark aeon waiting for you, so be very careful. Once you've got all 9, head back to the monster arena. The owner will tell you that the Don Tonberry is now ready to fight under the area conquest. Now, this is the most important part, and it's surprisingly straightforward, homie. As we said, you don't need to farm the one-eye fiend for a perfect triple AP weapon. Any old weapon with an empty slot will work just fine. You can buy them from a merchant or just use a junk weapon you've picked up from a random battle. To add the overdrive to AP ability, you need 10 Doors of Tomorrow for each weapon. Now, you might think that sounds like another long grind, but it's absolutely not. The game actually rewards you for your capture efforts. Once you've captured one of every fiend from 6 different areas in the game, the arena owner will give you 99 Doors of Tomorrow. This is more than enough to outfit your entire party. If you haven't captured that many fiends yet, don't worry. You can also get Doors of Tomorrow by bribing mech leaders on Mount Gargazet or by repeatedly defeating the Bomb King in the monster arena. Once you have your Doors of Tomorrow, just go ahead and save to be sure to back up any save file. Open your menu and customize your character. Pick the character you want to customize with and add overdrive to AP. Do this for 3 of your characters you want to level up and you are good to go. No triple AP farming, there's no fuss. Now with Don Tonberry unlocked and your new weapons are already equipped, it's time to get ready for the main event. This part is critical, so do not skip it. Go into your menu, select overdrive, then set mode. You need to set up your party just like this. The victim. This is the character who will be physically attacking the Don Tonberry, and it's recommended that this be Titus. Ideally, this should be a character with the highest kill count in the party because that determines Karma's damage. To make sure they are getting a turn all the time, it is also recommended, in my opinion, to have auto haste on your armor. Set the victim's overdrive mode to stoic. Stoic mode fills the overdrive gauge whenever that character takes damage. Since karma is about to hit them like a truck, their gauge will fill instantly. Now the bystanders. These are your other 2 party members. To level them up as well, set both of their overdrive modes to comrade. It is also recommended for these characters to have auto phoenix on their armor. Now comrade mode generates overdrive whenever an ally takes damage. So when your victim character gets slammed by karma, these 2 will also get a massive overdrive boost just by being there. Head into the monster arena and select the Don Tonberry. Your party should be your stoic victim and your 2 comrade bystanders, all holding their overdrive to AP weapons. Now, if you truly want to increase your sphere levels without triple AP, double AP, or triple overdrive as abilities on your weapon, you can create a 1.5 times and 2 times overdrive fill rate by using Riku's mixed overdrive. Make sure she is in your party to do this. Use hot spurs to increase your overdrive gauge by 1.5 times, and using eccentric will increase it by 2 times. And yes, they do stack. This is the way to go. The hot spurs mix can be done by using 2 mega elixirs, and eccentric can be done by using Door of Tomorrow and an elixir. The fight itself is incredibly simple. Have your stoic character hit the Don Tonberry with a basic physical attack. The Don Tonberry will counter with karma, dealing huge damage to your attacker and probably knocking them out. You should see the character take 99,999 damage. Now, thanks to the overdrive modes, that single hit just filled the gauges for all 3 party members, which their weapons instantly converted to AP. Now, I do want to also emphasize that you do not have to have your overdrive gauge to full in order for this to work. Revive your fallen characters with a Phoenix down. If your bystander has auto Phoenix, this happens automatically. Repeat the process: attack, get hit by karma, and get revived. You can do this a few times. Each time you attack, Don Tonberry slowly walks forward. After about 4 counterattacks, he'll be too close and switch to a regular knife attack. That's your cue that the trick is over for this fight. Make sure all 3 of your characters are alive, and then just flee the battle. You have to flee to keep the AP. If everyone is knocked out, you get nothing. If you want to flee, make sure you use Titus and use his flee ability instead of manually choosing each and every individual character to flee on their own. Use the flee ability with Titus. And now the moment of truth. After you flee the battle, you'll be taken to the results screen. Even without triple AP, get ready for this beautiful sight, homie.
Let me see that again. I didn't get a good look at that.
You will see your characters gain an absolutely incredible number of sphere levels. We're talking 40 to 50 or even more in one go. It all depends on how many times your character attacks and get knocked out by karma, and then the damage from karma. And that's it. The Don Tonberry trick isn't some mythical challenge only for hardcore players. It's simple, accessible method that relies on one core ability: overdrive to AP. Now, the idea that you need triple AP is one of the biggest misconceptions in Final Fantasy X's community. Those abilities are just accelerators. They take a method that gives you 50 levels and push it to 99. But let's be honest, gaining 50 levels in 5 minutes of a fight already is completely game changing. Now you can take your character, zoom them around the sphere grid, and then come right back to fight the Don Tonberry again for another round. You want to repeat this process and you will max out your entire sphere grid for everyone in a tiny fraction of the time it would take with just normal grinding. Now, I'm not the best Final Fantasy X player out there, but I do enjoy the game and have beaten it many times. And in all of the time, I've learned that understanding how this trick works is the key to making your character stronger in the game. This game has been out for many decades now, and many players still get this game and try it out for the first time. I'm just here giving my 2 cents on this trick and helping you understand. The next time a guy tells you to spend hours of farming for that perfect weapon, remember what you've learned here. The Don Tonberry trick isn't about just having the rarest item. It's about understanding and exploiting the game's system. You can max out your sphere grid with just a bit of setup and some smart mechanics. Now, if this guy saved you hours of grinding and cleared up a myth you've been longing to believe, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel for your boy and more Final Fantasy X guys that cut right to the point. Thanks for watching and enjoy all that power. This is Retro from the Retro Era. Peace out. See you guys in the next one.